Hi everyone, it's Miss Saunders, and the purpose of this video is to show you a few quick updates that have been made to our My Spanish Lab curriculum as well as Señor Woolley. Both of these have been updated just recently since I made the videos that you watched in the first week of the course, so I wanted to just walk you through them a little bit and show you the things that have changed just to help you navigate these components more easily and to help you find ways to help yourself and tutorials within both of these components. So first here we're looking at My Spanish Lab, and I'm looking at your view. So when you come into your My Spanish Lab, of course you're going to do that through Blackboard because we have it linked in there. This is the main thing that you'll see. You'll see our little calendar to the left. You'll see how much of the course that you've completed thus far. And I am unable to, and I don't believe that you're able to here, click on the assignments right to the left. So this view looks a little different from that video that I showed you. So if you go up to assignments here in the toolbar and then go down to course calendar, I like this view a little bit better just as far as what is it that I need to accomplish today. So here, clicking on the day that it's due, and of course when you see the clock you know that something is due, then from here you can go on and click the assignment. So that's how you will access all of your assignments and complete them here. And I will say that there are 35 assignments due for this preliminary chapter. I know that's a lot. There will not be as many assignments for each chapter as we go along throughout the semester. It's really important that you get that base concept of vocabulary and the basic grammar that's found in that preliminary chapter. And then from that point on, there will be less, but if you need more practice, there are tons of practice assignments that can be found within My Spanish Lab before you take a test, which I would highly suggest if you're struggling with especially one of the grammatical concepts. The other thing I wanted to show you was this toolbar here, tutorials. This is a big one. So if you click this tutorial button here, we'll see we have tutorials by chapter. You can do your tutorials in English or Spanish. I'm going to click on tutorials by chapter. You notice in chapter A, which is our preliminary chapter, they have tutorials on every concept and every set of vocabulary within this chapter. So if you are not understanding something, which is very, very important, especially at the beginning, that you don't just kind of skip through something there, but that you go through and make sure that you're really understanding what's going on. View those tutorials because they will help. Of course, we have our e-text here, and then I want to go over to user guide that I'm clicking on now. The user guide, some of you have expressed a little bit of difficulty. How exactly am I supposed to use this product? This can help you with all that. If you're having computer issues, we have a video here for you. We have some PDFs and some videos. How do I look at my grades? How do I access additional course materials that I mentioned, help practice a little bit more? That's all there for you. So I would encourage you to look through that if you're having any kind of just issues on how to improve your use of this product. And then the other one that I wanted to point out is a verb chart. Because this is a really heavy grammar intense course, they're going to be asking for lots of verb conjugation. So this is a really helpful tool. So, you know, as you're beginning, let's say this is the verb that I typed in earlier, so I use it again, hablar, which means to speak, and you're wanting to conjugate this verb. If you type something in like a verb in Google Translate, it's often going to give you the wrong answer. It's complicated, but anyway, if you're looking for how to conjugate a particular verb, you can type it in that box and then go over to tense here. So you should be able to click on these three buttons, maybe. Let's see if it wants to do it for me. And then you can pick the tense that you want to use. So if it's just present tense, which is what all you're going to be working with right now, you can click on that. And you'll notice in the lower part down here, all the conjugations. So so hablo would be I speak. Tú, hablas would be you speak. Él, ella, or usted, he, she, or this you. Formal, habla would be speaks. We speak, hablamos. You're not going to use the vosotros too much, but habláis would be like this. In Spain they use that form, and it's like an informal y'all kind of thing. And then ellos means they, or ustedes is you all is the more common use of the sort of their y'all, and it would be hablan. And then as you're going along, the grammar gets more complex, and you're going like, these are your 2 past tenses in Spanish, and those are really difficult for students. You can go back here and refer to this, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not cheating or anything for you to go through and use that tool there for you. And then, of course, we have some more resources here. So I would really encourage you to really look through this course and get really familiar with it. That'll help out a lot. The other thing I wanted to show you was Señor Wooly, and I created my own student account here for one of our classes. And it definitely looks much different than what you've seen in my video from the first week. So we have our upcoming video due this Wednesday, which I'm going to extend that a little bit just because we still have a lot of people that have registered late, but so far it's still set for Wednesday. And then if you see an assignment this week, you'll just click on it and you'll begin working through that, right? So we know how that works. I think you can figure that out as you go through. However, if there's not something due this week, nothing is going to show up here. So if you want to see our upcoming assignments, you can look to the right and you can see based on the due dates. Okay, now you notice these are not necessarily in order from the most recent or the closest one due, I guess. But you can click on View All, and you can kind of view those a little bit bigger. But just make sure you pay attention to the dates so that you know what's upcoming, because I haven't given you titles. I've just said number 1, number 2, which has not been a problem in the past, but now that it looks a little bit different, it might be confusing. So if you're not sure which one to look on, look at the most upcoming or recent due date, and that'll tell you which one you should be finishing. I did mention a while back that we are working on the novice mid level. And Señor Wooly is updating their novice low, which is what we should be working on because you guys are true beginners. But since it's not ready, I picked the easiest video they have, which is Una Ganga, and the weirdest one. I'm sure you know that if you've watched it already. So I think you'll still be able to do this at the novice mid-level. I know you will. You may have to repeat it several times before you can finish it. But before we do our next one, they're telling us that the novice low will be ready for you. So it'll actually be a little bit easier as we go along there. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll try to get back to you within 24 hours, of course, unless it's the weekend. Good luck, everyone. Please let me know if you need any help in the future.